Have you ever been knocked down so hard by life that it felt like you couldn't get back up? Have you ever faced betrayal, heartbreak, or failure that shook you to your core, leaving you questioning whether you could ever stand strong again? Maybe the world told you you're not enough or tried to break your spirit. But here's the truth I want you to hear today. They fear you because you are unbreakable. Think about J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by 12 publishers before she became the author of the Harry Potter series. Or consider Steve Jobs, who was fired from the company he founded only to return years later and turn Apple into the most valuable company in the world. Life tried to break them, but they came back stronger than ever. And so can you. It doesn't matter how many times life knocks you down. It doesn't matter how many doors slam in your face or how many people doubt your worth. What truly matters is that you're still standing, still fighting, still pushing forward, even when the weight of the world seems unbearable. That's not weakness. That's your superpower, the power to endure, to rise, to never be broken. Today, I want you to understand something. Your strength isn't measured by how many times you've fallen, but by how many times you've gotten up. The world may try to tear you apart, but you will never be broken. You're not weak. You're just unbreakable. We live in a world that glorifies strength and success, but it often forgets to talk about resilience. Resilience is not about having it all together. It's about how you rise after being knocked down. It's about your ability to keep moving forward even when everything inside you tells you to quit. Let's talk about some of the people who didn't just survive, they thrived after everything seemed lost. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. He was isolated, rejected, and oppressed. But did he stay down? He emerged from that prison stronger, with more wisdom, and became the president of South Africa. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. She was rejected countless times, yet her pain didn't break her. It made her stronger. Today, she's one of the most influential women in the world. These people were tested by fire. They were broken down. But guess what? They rose again. Stronger, more determined, and more unstoppable than ever. They fear you because your ability to rise from the ashes is unmatched. Your struggles are your foundation. You think your pain is a weakness, don't you? That every time you've been hurt, every time you've fallen down, it's a sign that you're losing. But I want you to stop thinking that way. Your struggles are your foundation. You think your pain is a weakness, don't you? That every time you've been hurt, every time you've fallen down, it's a sign that you're losing. But I want you to stop thinking that way. What if your pain is your foundation? What if every broken piece of you, every setback, every failure is actually building you up to be unshakable? Pain doesn't destroy you. It shapes you, it molds you, it makes you stronger. Think about the strongest materials in the world. Steel, for example. Steel doesn't just come from nowhere. It's forged in fire. And the same way, your struggles are the fire that forges you into someone powerful, someone who cannot be broken. Every time life tried to knock you down, it wasn't trying to destroy you. It was testing you, preparing you. And the result? A force that's impossible to stop. They want you to stay down, but you won't. There will always be people in your life who want to see you fail. They'll call you weak, they'll tell you that you can't do it, and they'll find ways to put you down. But I need you to understand something. Their fear of you is what makes them want to break you. People fear what they can't control. They fear what they don't understand. They fear strength. And you possess that strength. They said you'd never make it. They laughed when you had no resources, no connections, and no way of knowing how things would work out. But look at you now. Every time someone told you it was over, you came back even stronger. They fear you because you proved them wrong. Your power lies in your unshakable spirit. What makes you unbreakable is not your external circumstances. It's your internal strength. It's your spirit that refuses to give up, that refuses to bow down. There's a fire inside of you that can't be extinguished. No amount of rejection, no amount of failure, no amount of struggle can take that fire away from you. And that's why they fear you. It's not your success they fear, it's your ability to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep proving them wrong. That's your power. Think about this. Every time someone tells you, you'll never make it, every time life throws obstacles in your path, you could choose to let it break you, Or you could choose to make it fuel your fire. The choice is yours. The darkest moments are where you grow the most. Sometimes, life will put you in the darkest places. You'll feel alone, afraid, and uncertain of your future. But let me tell you something. It's in these moments that you have the greatest potential for growth. Look at Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. But every failure wasn't a defeat. It was a step closer to success. He didn't give up. And now we all know his name. And you? You might be going through your darkest time right now. But guess what? Your breakthrough is just around the corner. The struggle you're facing today is what will give you the strength to break through tomorrow. You might feel like giving up. You might feel like the weight of the world is crushing you. But I need you to remember this. You're still standing. You are stronger than any storm. And that's why they fear you. How to use their fear to fuel your power. So, what do you do with all this fear? What do you do with the doubts others have about you? How do you use their negativity to fuel your growth? 1. Don't let their fear become your own. The moment someone doubts you, don't let it sink into your soul. Don't take their fear as your own. Their fear is their problem, not yours. You are unshakable, unstoppable, and unbreakable. The world will never fully understand your vision, but that's okay. Keep going anyway. 2. Turn every rejection into motivation. Every no you hear, every door that gets slammed in your face is just another reason to keep going. Let rejection become your rocket fuel. Have you ever wondered why the struggles you face seem so relentless? Why does life keep testing you in ways that feel too heavy to bear? You might even question, why me? Why is this happening? What's the point of all this pain and hardship? I want to tell you something important. Your struggle is not just about you. It's easy to feel isolated when everything seems to be going wrong. We often find ourselves focusing only on the personal weight of our battles, whether it's the heartbreak, the failures, or the endless obstacles that feel like they're never ending. But here's the truth. You are building something much bigger than yourself. You might not see it now, but your pain, your perseverance, and your resilience are all laying the foundation for something extraordinary. Think of it this way. Have you ever heard the story of Nick Vujicic? Born without arms or legs, he faced unimaginable obstacles. As a child, he struggled with depression, bullying, and loneliness. He questioned his existence and wondered what purpose he could possibly serve in a world that seemed to reject him at every turn. Yet against all odds, Nick didn't just survive, thrived. He became a motivational speaker, traveling the world to inspire millions of people with his message of hope and strength. His journey wasn't just about him. It was about every person he touched, every life he changed. His pain, his struggles, became the catalyst for a movement that gave others the courage to keep going. Nick's story wasn't just for him, it was for everyone who needed to hear that you can overcome any obstacle, no matter how insurmountable it may seem. Now, think about your own journey. Maybe you're not facing the same challenges as Nick, but your own pain is just as powerful. Every moment of struggle you faced is quietly creating the person you're becoming. You're not just building a life for yourself, but for the future you'll inspire, the legacy you'll leave behind, and the people who will draw strength from your story. Look at the example of Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team, humiliated, rejected, and told he wasn't good enough. But what did he do? He didn't wallow in his failure. Instead, he used it to fuel his passion, his dedication, and his relentless work ethic. He went on to become one of the greatest athletes of all time, not just for himself, but to show others that setbacks are only temporary. His legacy is built on the countless individuals who, inspired by his journey, didn't give up on their own dreams. Your struggle is shaping the legacy you will leave. It's easy to lose sight of that when you're in the thick of it. But I promise you, every challenge, every piece of pain you endure is part of a bigger picture. You are writing a story that will be told long after you're gone. A story that will inspire generations. It's not just about surviving, it's about showing others that they can survive too. Take a moment to reflect. Who will your journey inspire? Think about the people who will look up to you, the ones who will hear your story and think, if they can make it through that, then maybe I can too. You might not quit yet, but you're already impacting lives in ways you can't even imagine. Let's not forget Oprah Winfrey. She was told she was unfit for television, rejected by network executives, and dismissed as unworthy of the spotlight. But instead of succumbing to their doubts, she used their rejection as fuel. She built a career not only for herself, but for millions of others who believed they weren't good enough. Those who, like her, were told they didn't have what it took. Oprah didn't just overcome her struggles for herself. She did it for everyone who ever faced rejection. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by the weight of your battles, remember this: your pain is not in vain. It's building something far greater than you might realize. You're building a future, your future. Yes, but also the future of others, who will look to you as a beacon of hope. Every ounce of pain, every setback, every dark moment is carving a path for someone else to follow. You are laying the groundwork for the legacy you will leave behind. And what do you want that legacy to be? Do you want it to be a story of surrender, or one of unwavering strength and triumph? Do you want people to remember you as someone who gave up when life got tough, or as someone who fought back, someone who turned their pain into power and their struggles into inspiration? In the end, you're not just building a life for yourself. You're building a movement, a revolution, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Keep going, because everything you're facing right now isn't just for you. It's for everyone who will find hope in your story. They will watch in awe. You might not be where you want to be yet, but when you look back at this moment, you will see that every setback, every challenge, and every painful moment has been the exact thing that has shaped you into the powerful, unshakable person you're becoming. And one day, when the world looks at you, they will not see someone who was broken. They will see someone who stood tall in the face of adversity, someone who kept going when the rest of the world said, "Stop." They feared you because they saw what you could become. And now, they'll have to watch as you rise. The world will respect you. You've endured what others thought would break you. But instead, you emerge stronger, more powerful, and more unstoppable than ever. And the world will recognize that. Your success will be the greatest form of revenge. Because those who doubted you, who tried to break you, they'll watch in awe as you rise higher than they ever thought possible. They'll regret ever underestimating you. Now, it's your time to show them who you really are. You've always been unbreakable. And now, you're about to prove it to the world. Oh, my champions. Oh, when life tries to break you, stand tall. When people doubt you, keep moving forward. When everything seems impossible, remember that the fear they have of you is the very reason why you can't be broken. You are unshakable, and the world is about to find out.